Hello and welcome to Silverstone with our coverage of the home of British Motorsport's latest round of the Goodyear Brick Car Endurance Championship Trophy category. We've had some rain this morning, but the track thankfully now drying out ahead of the first of our two 50-minute pit stop races here today. Big field of cars. We've got BMWs, Porsches, Seats, Minis, Ginettas and much more on the grid here today. We'll have a full rundown of the grid for the first of our two races very shortly. First of all, we'll hand down to our race interviewer Ian Waterhouse, who caught up with some of the drivers down in the paddock.
For the Brick Car Endurance Trophy Championship. Of course, not long to go until race one. Let's grab a quick word with some of the drivers whilst we're down here. So with Lee Smart, Kevin Hancock's gorgeous Porsche over here. How are we doing? How was qualifying? It was quite hectic, wasn't it?
Yeah, we had a bit of a problem. Couldn't see.
Yeah.
So as soon as the rain came, we just missed it up completely. So yeah, we've got a problem just to sort out now before the race, and yeah, it should be alright. Just get some blowers on.
These Porsches though are so low. Can't you go underneath?
I tell you what, I would have gone anywhere. To be honest, I just couldn't. There was a little tiny gap that I could see through. It wasn't really the right thing to do. So yeah, we just did 3 laps and parked it up.
Okay, well, best of luck for the race. Enjoy it, won't you? Let's go. Let's have a chat over here, Mr. Mahona over here. Qualifying now was quite hectic, quite exciting, and just chatting behind, almost impossible to see, I hear.
It certainly was when there was cars in front, but luckily they've left the heater in this. It's still very much a road car, so once I got the heater on, I could see perfectly. Other than
radio on? You listen to a bit of radio?
No, the heater is actually fitted where the radio was, so no joy, unfortunately. But right, first time in the car, certainly in the wet.
Yeah.
And actually, it's all right. As I said, it's still very much a road car.
Yeah.
But
look,
it was good.
We've got the race coming up as well, 50-minute race to get going. Any particular tactics for it? Is it just a case of, look, get used to the car, go?
I think if it's dry, it's going to be a case of trying to avoid everyone coming past. Because I think we've qualified P16, where at the pace we're expecting really overall is probably mid to high 20s.
Yeah.
So I think there'll be a few machines that if it's dry will certainly make their presence felt. So be safe and get a finish. That's all. Be
safe and get a finish.
Thank you.
Lovely stuff. Best of luck for the race. Let's just move around actually, because we can see a number of the other cars coming in. 111 on, I believe, on pole position. Let's grab a quick word with them. There's Mark Lee over there as well. And we can have a little look in here. Hello, how you doing? Let's just grab a quick, we'll just let them get set out, because if you can see inside this car, it's incredible, isn't it? Hello, how are we doing? I'm
good.
You're probably better than me. Yeah, that was some qualifying session, wasn't it?
Incredible. So much fun. Very wet, and my wash wiper stopped working a few times, and my screen fogged a big time. I was kind of see if I could see a little bit. It was coming and going, and I could, in between the times that I could see where I was going, I think I was able to drive well.
Now question for you, because I've been trying to work this out. We obviously had the red flag. Now when everybody went out, it was dry. Did you go out on dry tyres, or did you then have to come in, or what was the strategy?
We took the advantage of having to change the drivers.
Yeah.
Sorry. We took the advantage of changing drivers, and we put wet rubbers in it.
Right.
So
yeah. Good. Fantastic. Well done.
Thank
Best of luck for the race. Enjoy it, won't you, as well? Let's see if we can grab a quick. I'm just going to dive in. Qualifying, how was that? That was quite eventful, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was really tricky. We went out initially on the dry tyres. We came in within about 2 laps.
Yes.
Heavens open.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a difficult qualifying. Obviously, we got caught up in a lot of traffic, so we didn't really get to string a lap together. So
did the red flag actually help though? Because it enabled everybody to then get in, and it made the decision for everybody, didn't it?
We pitted just before the red flag, so it gave us a little bit more time in our pit stop. It's a tricky qualifying.
Well, look, best of luck for the race anyway. Right, it is time for the Brick Car Endurance Trophy race. You can hand over to a commentator, Dave Goddard, to take you through the action.
Thanks very much, Ian. Yes, the cars are on their way to the grid, and it will be a rolling start. So we will give you the grid for this one. It's a big grid. We should see 37 cars out there for this one. In pole position is the white Ginetta, run by Data Motorsport, the Ginetta G55A. That will be started by Dutchman Axel Van Nedervain. He'll hand over to the man we just heard from, Adrian Medeiros. And alongside him will be number 74, Mark Lee, in his SVG Motorsports run, Ginetta G56A. So an all Ginetta front row. Mark Lee is driving solo. Second row, number 7, the BMW from Canyon Racing, Andy Stocco will start that car. David Mcdonnell will take over. And And alongside that BMW will be number 10, the car that's unbeaten in overall classification so far this year, the Woodrow Motorsports BMW 1 Series. Simon Baker will start that car. Ollie Rubin will take over. Row 3, number 82, which is the Quattro Motorsports BMW. Richard Evans will start that car. Shane Stoney, the ex-Mini Challenge champion, will take over. And alongside them, car number 20, which is the Peugeot RCZ. Rob Smith taking the start. Chris Campbell will take over. On the 4th row, number 308, which is Steve Rothery in a Peugeot 308. He drives solo, the ex-truck racer. And the first of the Renault Clios alongside him, number 177. Not running in the dedicated Clio class. They're in class 2, the more powerful Renault Clio. Ryan Firth taking the start. Andy Mollison will take over. Row 5, number 2, the Ginetta G40. Peter Spano takes the start. Andrew Bentley will take over. Alongside number 19, well up on the grid, the first of the class 3 cars. They are the overall championship leaders. Steve Griffiths will start that car, relaying Jamie Vinol-Meyer in the little Ginetta G20. On row 6 we have the Woodard family in their BMW Mini. Who's starting that car? It will be Sean Woodard going first. Daniel will take over. Alongside the number 77, which is the VW Golf. And that will be started by... Just need to look that one up. Finn Jones will take the start in that one. Tony Rogers will take over. So next on the grid we will have row 7. 41 is the Thompson family in the first of the Clio class cars. Aaron Thompson will start that car. Steve will take over alongside the number 11, the Motus One Racing Clio. That's started by Steve O'Brien. Matt Cherrington will take over. The 8th row of the grid, number 83. 83 is the McMahon team car. Edward Cook starting their Honda Civic. Steve Cook will take over. Car number 15 is next on the grid. Richard Higgins in his Porsche 996. He drives solo. The 9th row, number 67, which is James Black, driving solo in a Renault Clio run by Westbourne Motorsport, alongside the Saxon Motorsports number 34 Seat Leon. Alistair Lindsay, the driver of that one. He drives solo. That's row 9. On to the 10th row. Here's former champion number 72 Chris Murphy in the Whitebridge Motorsport car, normally seen in Aston Martins. Today he's in a BMW Z3. Alongside number 6, the Quattro Motorsport Ginetta of Bill Forbes. 11th row of the grid, number 57, which is the Alfa Romeo Giulietta, run by the McMahon family team. Paul Plant, long-time Alfa Romeo driver, takes the start. He'll relay Barry McMahon. Number 76 alongside him, that is the Toad Motorsports number 76, which is William Lynch in his BMW M3. Row 12, we've got number 46, which is the TSR VW Golf. Robert Taylor takes the start. Mark Jones will take over. Alongside number 80, which is Anthony Hutchings in his Porsche Boxster. Row 13, another of the McMahon family cars. That's Arthur McMahon in his Honda Civic. Will start alongside 62. Sarah Franklin in her Renault Clio. Row 14, we've got number 14, Terry Stevens in his Peugeot 308, and the Team Brit BMW number 70. Andrew Tucker takes the start. It's Paul Vokes sharing with him, not his usual co-driver Matty Street. Row 15, we've got number 27, which is Charlotte Birch in her Ginetta, the Vina Sport car. And number 4 from Westbourne Motorsport, that's the Clio, started by Darren Gerhardt. Anton Spires will take over. Row 16, number 97, the Porsche Boxster of Gary Lawrence. He starts. Richard Avery will take over. Alongside another Boxster, number 33, Andy Porter. He drives solo. Row 17 is Whitebridge Motorsports number 18, BMW. The Z3 run by Callum Bates. Alongside number 118, that could be a car worth watching, the Jam Sports Nissan 370Z. Mark Skeets will start that car, sharing with David May. Row 18 is the second of the Team Brit cars, number 71, Luke Pound will start the BMW 116. Christian Dart will take over. 106 alongside is Stephen Murphy at the wheel of his BMW Z3. And at the back of the field is the Kevin Hancock and Richard Smart Porsche Boxster number 8. Kevin Hancock takes the start. Lee Smart will take over at the pit stop. So that is your grid then. We got there in the end. We should have 37 cars out there. They are on the grid and ready to go. The sun is out here at Silverstone. We've already seen them on the international circuit here at Silverstone this season and at Snetterton. And 4 wins out of 4 so far overall for the number 10 BMW of Simon Baker. First rounds of the year he shared with Kevin Clark. It was Ollie Rubin, his co-driver last time, and it's Ollie in the car with him today. So this will be a 50-minute race. Pit window opens at the 20-minute mark and closes after 35 minutes, if memory serves me correctly. What a fine grid we have. BMWs, Peugeots, Clios, all running in various classes. Classes 1, 2 and 3. We've got a couple of invitation class runners as well. The Clios have their own class too. Well, there is the number 10. The white and yellow BMW there. 4 wins so far, but only just because Simon Baker backed off at Snetterton, believing he was clear, and Mark Lee's Ginetta caught him on the last bend. Took the lead, and then the grunt of the BMW told down the home straight, and he just pipped Mark Lee to the flag in an incredible finish. Number 19, the little Ginetta, the blue car there, the championship leader overall. They lead Class 3. Steve Griffiths and Jamie Vinelmeyer. The points leader in Class 1 is, of course, the number 10 Woodrow Motorsport BMW. Leading Class 2 is Peter Spano and Andrew Bentley in their Ginetta G40, car number 2, jointly with number 15 Richard Higgins. It's quite a way down the grid, the blue Porsche there, number 15. The Clio class is led by the number 62 car. Normally we see the Colburns driving along with Sarah Franklin, but Sarah, based locally to Silverstone in Northamptonshire, lawyer by trade, she's driving solo today. Great to see Andy Stocco up there. They missed the trip to Snetterton, Andy Stocco and David Mcdonnell, the Canyon Racing BMW. Andy's been racing in the Ferrari Challenge UK this year as well. And just to answer everybody asking on the YouTube chat already, no, Jimmy Broadbent isn't racing and there are no Pragas. They raced yesterday. This is the trophy category. We had a rainstorm this morning during one of the Caterham races. It's now cleared up again. But who knows, this is Silverstone. It could rain again before the end of this race. Okay, 50 minutes of racing coming up then, with a mandatory pit stop. Pit stop has to be a minimum of 2 minutes, whether it's a driver change or a solo. It's a new car to the series on pole position, number 111, the Datum Motorsports Ginetta G55. Axel Van Nedervain, the Dutchman, starts it. Adriano Medeiros has raced in Britcar before with a BMW. The Brazilian-born racer. He's raced Formula Ford and other single-seaters very successfully as well. Now watch that car fly when he takes over. An all Ginetta front row then. Mark Lee alongside, looking for his first win of the season. Came within a few tenths of a second at Snetterton. Ready to go racing here at Silverstone then. A rolling start, 50 minutes for the Goodyear Britcar Endurance Championship Trophy category. 37 cars we should have out there on the grid, and all Ginetta front row. 111 of Axel Van Nedervain, Mark Lee in his Ginetta alongside him, the BMWs of Andy Stocco and the so far unbeaten Simon Baker in behind them. On the second row, this is going to be a cracker. Coming up towards the red lights then, about to get underway. The power comes on and away they go. Down towards the first corner. Steve Rothery's got away well in the Peugeot 308 there on the inside. The other Peugeot of Rob Smith, the RCZ in the middle. But it's the two Ginettas that lead the way into Copse Corner for the first time. The rest of the pack just taking it steady. The number 4 there, it's Darren Gerhardt's in his Renault Clio. But it is Axel Van Nedervain in the white Datum Motorsport Ginetta who leads. Andy Stocco in the BMW up into second place. A rare sight to see Simon Baker's 1 Series BMW not at the head of the field. Mark Lee down the inside into Beckett's, moves Andy Stocco wide and takes second place. They come out towards the Hanger Straight for the first time. Axel Van Nedervain, newcomer to Britcar, in the Ginetta G55. Leads the way the Ginetta G56 of Mark Lee. The SVG Motorsport run car in second place. Third place is Andy Stoko. It's a solid scrum of cars behind. We're on board with Team Brit. There's almost a bit of contact in there. Team Brit BMW comes through the field. It's the N240i driven by Andrew Tucker. Racing there, the number 14 ahead, who nearly spins it. That's, is that 14 or number 11? Yeah, 14 of Terry Stevens, the Peugeot 308 that was. Leaders are at Abbey. Along the Lewis Hamilton straight, Axel Van Nedervain from Mark Lee. Here comes Simon Baker in that Wild 1 series, through on the inside to take third. Then it's Rob Smith in the Peugeot RCZ. We'll pick up the class leaders at the end of the first lap. It's a long lap here at Silverstone. 1 or 2 newcomers on the grid. We saw Bill Forbes in the red Ginetta there. First Brit car race for him. A fine sight they make in the Silverstone sunshine. Somebody going over the curves there on the inside of Farm. That was Alistair Lindsay in his Seat, I think, on board with Andrew Tucker in the Team Brit BMW, chasing Terry Stevens' Peugeot. Bill Forbes in the orange Ginetta there on the outside as they come through the loop section up towards the Wellington Straights. The leaders are at the end of the Wellington Straights. Start to sort themselves out. It's still Ginetta's first and second. Mark Lee in second place, Simon Baker third, Andy Stoko fourth, Rob Smith in the Peugeot RCZ, the only one of its kind racing in the UK, I think. Good to see a couple of Clios up there as well. Ryan Firth, his Clio 177 is running in Class 2. The other Clios running in their own dedicated class. There's the other Peugeot. Steve Rothery began his career in a Clio, done a bit of truck racing as well in his time. Here come the leaders, Mark Lee rather, starting to attack, and he mixed up with Ryan Firth in the Clio further back there. Apologies there. They come through Beckett's corner, the 2 Ginettas first and second. Simon Baker third, Andy Stoko, Rob Smith, Steve Rothery, there's Ryan Firth. And then Richard Higgins, a little bit sideways in the Porsche. He's third in Class 2. Steve Rothery is leading Class 2 in the Porsche. Ryan Firth's Clio second. Cars ahead of them all Class 1. There goes Ryan Firth, there's Richard Higgins, and there's the Clio class leader, number 41, Aaron Thompson. Well, the Bobby has raced in British touring cars. They're all just taking it easy at the moment. I don't like the look of those black clouds. Don't think we're going to have another cloud burst here at Silverstone. Here comes Simon Baker up the inside, now getting into his stride. He's going to go for second into Abbey, and Rob Smith in the Peugeot going for fourth. There's number 41, that's Aaron Thompson, the Renault Clio. He's leading the dedicated Clio class at the moment. That car run by the Westbourne Motorsport team. They've got 4 Clios in this race. Oh, and Ryan Firth's gone off. That's the exit of Farm there onto the grass. There's one of the BMW Z3s, a new addition this weekend. 108 that was of Stephen Murphy. He's towards the back of the field. 106, sorry, Stephen Murphy, a number change from my entry list there. One car that should have been here but isn't, unfortunately. Chris Goddard in his Ferrari 355 had some problems with that racing at Croft with the Ferrari Owners Club last weekend. I believe he was having issues with the brakes. On board with Team Brit, this is Andrew Tucker. Paul Vokes is partner this weekend. We haven't got Matty Streets here, his normal co-driver. Heading up towards Brooklands, past the BRDC Clubhouse on the right, the British Racing Drivers Club, the owners of Silverstone. Simon Baker is now into second, behind the 111 of Axel Van Nedervain. He's done the fastest lap of the race, Simon Baker, 2 minutes 24.682. It's still the Ginetta that leads the way, though. Look at the class leaders then. Steve Rothery's Peugeot leads Class 2. The Thompsons lead the Clio class. Aaron Thompson on board at the moment. Class 3, a new name at the top there, number 46, the Golf, driven by Robert Taylor. The TSR Team Golf, I think that is. They've got a couple of VW Golfs in this race. And their other Golf with Finn Jones on board is second in the class with the Cook family. Edward Cook driving. They're former champions in Class 3, in third in the Honda Civic. And 2 invitation classes as well. Class 1 invitation being led by William Lynch in his BMW. Class 2 invitation, that's being led by Callum Bates in his BMW Z3. That's usually cars that don't conform to the tyre rules of the championship, the Goodyear Brick Car Endurance Championship trophy category. Still your leader is the 111 Ginetta, chased by Simon Baker. He wants to get to the front of the field here in the BMW. Mark Lee in third. Rob Smith is up to fourth. Andy Stokoe's BMW M2 has dropped down into fifth position. There is the 308 leading Class 2, Steve Rothery. Almost a TCR spec car he's built there. It's attacking Andy Stokoe, the Class 1 car ahead of him. On board with Team Brits in their BMW. That car currently running in 11th place. They've got 2 BMWs out there though. Number 71 is the other one, the BMW 116 of Luke Pound, sharing with Christian Dart. Leader into Brooklands. It's Ginetta versus BMW, as it has been for most of this season in Brick Car Trophy, but it's a new Ginetta up front. Axel Van Nedervain leads the way for Datum Motorsports. Adriano Medeiros, his very experienced driving partner, will take over at the pit stops. This is great stuff so far. Here's Baker up the inside in the Copse. Surely he's going to take the lead on the inside. He does so. Mark Lee into third place, so pick the leaders up as they come through towards Maggots, and it should be the BMW ahead, or has Axel Van Nedervain got the cutback here? Yes, he has, and he holds the lead. Good driving by the Ginetta pilots. Are we going to see Simon Baker's run of victories ended this season? He won twice on the international layout here at Silverstone at the start of the season, sharing with Kevin Clark, and then took 2 wins, only just, with Ollie Rubin at Snetterton. Trophy category, of course, didn't go to Alton Park. It was just the endurance class on that occasion. Stokoe has lost out there to Steve Rothery, tries to fight back. Now here's our Class 3 leading Golf. That is Robert Taylor, number 46, sharing with Mark Jones. This is the TSR team car, leading Class 3, I think, for the first time this season. They had some issues with that Golf at Snetterton with overheating. They're 14th overall at the moment. There it is, just behind the Woodard family in their BMW Mini. Behind him is number 33, Andy Porter, in his Porsche Boxster. Makes all sorts in Brick Car, part of the appeal of this championship, the sheer variety of cars you can use. The BMW's moving up there. That's number 82 car, Richard Evans, got the wheel of that one. He's sharing with Shane Stoney. Shane, an ex-champion in the Mini Challenge, and has raced Radicals successfully as well, so that car's going to fly when Shane gets aboard. He's got the Peugeot Terry Stevens behind him. There's the Team Brit BMW, driven by Paul Tucker. There's a Clio behind them, that's the Thompsons. They're leading the Clio class. They've dropped a couple of places overall. It's all early days yet. We've got over 40 minutes of this race to go. Pit window doesn't open for another 10 minutes either. To see over 300 of you watching on YouTube. Thank you very much indeed for looking in. Away goes Axel Van Nedervain in his Ginetta G55A. What's the gap this time? Just over a second, and Van Nedervain's done a fastest lap of the race, 2:22.270. So has the BMW of Woodrow Motorsports finally met its match? Simon Baker runs wide there through Copse. Mark Lee chasing. Came so close to a win at Snetterton. Passed Simon Baker on the last bend of the race, but then Baker used the grunts of the BMW and retook him before the line. Beautiful white Ginetta leads the way into the Hanger Straight. First 3 have well and truly broken away. Rob Smith's Peugeot is over 6 seconds back down the road. In 4th place, the RCZ. Charlie Campbell will take over that car at pit stops. Say thank you to Stephen Wood, Brick Car's press officer, for sending through the starting drivers for me just before this race began. Thanks, Steve, for sending those to the commentary box. As the leaders come into the club complex. It's slightly damp in places, but drying circuits. Rob Smith on his own in fourth in the Peugeot RCZ there. Rounding up the top 5 behind him is Steve Rothery, another 4.5 seconds back down the road. He's got ahead of Andy Stocco in his BMW M2. Then we've got Ryan Firth in the Clio. That's the Class 2 Clio, second in Class 2 behind Steve Rothery. Third in that class, Richard Higgins in his Porsche. Richard, one of the joint leaders of Class 2 in the points at the moment. The other Class 2 leader is the number 2 car of Peter Spano and Andrew Bentley. I don't think that car took the start of the race, unfortunately. It's not showing on the timing screens. That's going to lose them the points lead in Class 2. So unfortunately, I don't think Peter Spano's Ginetta is out there. Yeah, we have 37 cars on the grid sheet. There's only 36 showing on the timing screen. The number 2 is not one of them, so we've not got the Ginetta out there. Problems for them in qualifying, maybe. There goes our leader through Luffield. Axel Van Nedervain driving very, very well indeed in the Darton Motorsports Ginetta. 2:22.270, his quickest lap so far. Is he going to better that this time? Yes, 2:21.38. He's pulled away. Nearly 2 seconds clear from Simon Baker. They're pushing on as hard as they can, these top 3. Be surprised if you see them all make their pit stops together. There is the Peugeot of Rob Smith in 4th place. The RCZ, similar in shape to the more widely sold Audi TT. There is Steve Rothery. He still leads Class 2 in 5th overall. That's a Class 2 car. He's got the green sun strip on that car. Peugeot 308, number 308. Behind him, Andy Stocco's Dayglow BMW. The Clio class still being led by the Thompsons. Aaron Thompson is currently 12th overall. James Black second in that division, and the O'Brien Cherrington car in 3rd. Taylor and Jones, the Black Golf, still leads Class 3. Number 45 of Arthur McMahon, his Honda Civic, is now 2nd. And the 2 invitation classes just with 1 or 2 runners in each. Everybody is still going at the moment. The last run-up is the Hancock Smarts Porsche Boxster, which starts at the back of the grid. Black and white flag being shown to car 177. That's Ryan Firth's Clio. Warning for exceeding track limits. If he does it again, he'll risk a penalty. Terry Stevens is going well further back. The Peugeot 308 is now up into 8th place, the second of the Peugeots. Second of the 308, it's got 3 Peugeots out there, which is good to see. There's the RCZ in 4th place, Rob Smith. Beautiful looking car, that is. The lead gap is just under 2 seconds. Peugeot was nearly 10 seconds off Mark Lee last time around. We're on board with the Team Brits BMW once again. Running in 11th place, Paul Tucker. Team Brits, of course, the organisation which helps people to overcome physical and psychological handicaps through motorsports. Lots of ex-servicemen race with them, among others. We've seen autistic racers, disabled drivers, some real heroes taking part in their racing over the years. Got a couple of cars out in this race. On board with the number 70, they're running in 11th place and 6th in Class 1 at the moment, Paul Tucker. Andrew Tucker, I should say, sorry. Paul Vokes, his co-driver, apologies there. Here's our leader through the Maggots and Beckett's complex, and they're coming up to lap the first of the back markers, which is Kevin Hancock at the wheel of his Porsche Boxster, the Gemco racing car. They've been struggling a bit with that car this weekend. Oh, and in the pits, that was a car I said might be worth watching this weekend. It's the Nissan 370Z, the Jam Sport Run car, has come in. And the pit window's not yet open, the bonnet is up, there's clearly a problem there. Mark Skeets, the Irishman who started that car, regular BMW racer as well, sharing with David May, but it looks like the Nissan in trouble. Shame, because that's a very spectacular car. Andy Stocco shadowing Steve Rothery here. This is the battle for 5th overall. They're in different classes, these two, of course. You can tell by the different coloured sun strips. Red for Class 1, green for Class 2. Stocco, regular Ferrari racer as well, with a 488 challenge this year. Swings his way through. And I think Ian Waterhouse is down with some news down in the pits.
Right, everybody, welcome down to the pits. As you can see, 118 here actually had a spin in qualifying. Let's go get a quick word. Guys, everything all right? We know we had a spin in qualifying. Is it okay already a bit?
I think we've done some damage somewhere. It just keeps going into limp mode.
Right.
So we flying start from the back, got right up to 21st, and then just slowly just dropping back and back. So it could be terminal. We don't know.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Let's hope it's just one little wire.
Yeah.
Poking back on and it works. But
well, worst case scenario, there's also another race later.
Where's another race? Let's hope we can find a fault. Yeah, wonderful.
Thanks for talking to us. Best of luck. Right, going to hand back to Dave Goddard.
And we saw during that interview as well, the Woodard's BMW Mini has spun into the gravel, trying to work out where that is. So it's towards, I think that's up at the Maggots and Beckett's complex. Sean Woodard has had a spin into the gravel. I know one of the Woodard's family is watching on our YouTube chat, so they'll be disappointed. Here come the leaders. I'll look and see if there's a yellow flag. Yes, it's at the Maggots Beckett's complex. There's a yellow flag out there, so that's where Sean Woodard has had a spin. The BMW Mini is unfortunately in the gravel. But Mark Skeets bringing the Nissan 370Z in. Possibly some damage to the underside of the car after a spin in qualifying, we heard from Ian there. David May, the man we spoke to, his co-driver. Well, here come the leaders. They'll be coming up soon to lap the 106 car, the BMW Z3 of Stefan Murphy. A couple of Z3s in this race, running in Class 2 Invitation. Leading that class, number 18 of Callum Bates at the moment. There goes Mark Lee. He's dropped back from the two leaders. Lead gap last time through was just over 2 seconds. The pit window will be opening, I think, fairly shortly as well. There is the BMW Z3. The 118 car is going back out. Mark Skeets will still be in the car. Nissan 370Z. Stunning looking car that is, run by the Jam Sport team, more famous for their Ford Fiestas and Mini Challenge cars. Jamie Going, the team boss of Jam Sports, successful Fiesta racer himself. There's one of our Porsches, the Green Machine, number 97, Gary Lawrence and Richard Avery. They've been racing Porsches for a number of years between them. Raced successfully with these Boxsters in other one-make series. They've got the Clio ahead of them there, number 41, that's the Thompsons. They've dropped back to 13th place behind Andrew Porter and another Boxster. There's Alistair Lindsay, number 34, with his Seat. Double yellows still out at Maggots and Beckett's because a BMW Mini is being recovered. Very sorry to Jasmine Woodard, who's in our YouTube comments thread. There's the number 71, another of the Team Brits machines. That's the Class 3 car, Luke Pound and Christian Dart. Andrew Porter there, he's in 12th overall, the Clio 13th, leading its class. As you can see there, the class leaders. 111 leads overall and leads Class 1. Steve Rothery leads Class 2. Just saw going through the black BMW of William Lynch, that's the Class 1 Invitation car. That's now moved up to 15th place. There's the Nissan going again, just ahead of Anthony Hutchins with his Boxster. Of course, the Nissan a lap or two down now after that pit stop. They will have to come in again, which they can do now because the pit window has just opened. Is it going to be everybody in at first opportunity? We'll wait and see. So the pit window is open here at Silverstone. We will wait to see who comes in a few moments' time. There's Andrew Porter's Boxster. He's raced in won model Porsche events with that car for a few years in the past before joining Brickcar. There is Aaron Thompson in the number 41, the Renault Clio, leading the Clio class. Has anybody come into the pits this time around? Yep, Kevin Hancock's Porsche at the back of the field is in. Be Smart will take over that car. They were running at the back of the field, so nothing to lose. They've become the first to make a pit stop. Still leading overall is the Ginetta of Axel Van Nedervain. He's 2.6 seconds clear of Simon Baker's BMW. Third place Mark Lee in his Ginetta. And Rob Smith's Peugeot RCZ in fourth. They're relatively well spaced out at the front of the field. Class 2 still being led by Steve Rothery's Peugeot 308 in fifth position. Second in Class 2 is Terry Stevens in another 308. And third is the Ryan Firth Andy Mollison Renault Clio Cup car. 2.6 seconds is the lead gap. They've just completed 9 laps, the race leaders. Oh, here's some cars coming in, including the Class 3 Championship and overall Championship leader Steve Griffiths handing over to Jamie Vinol-Meyer. Formula Ford hot shoe as well. One of the Golfs came in there as well. Number 77, Finn Jones, handing over to Tony Rogers in the number 77 Volkswagen Golf Mark 5. So just a couple of cars coming into the pits this time around. The leaders are coming up to lap one of the Clios. Number 4, Darren Gerhardt's there. He shares with Anton Spires, the quicker of the two in that division. Used to race in the Clio series. 57 just ahead of them is the Alfa Romeo of Paul Plant and Barry McMahon. Barry is currently leading the Alfa Romeo Championship in a 1.56. First of the front runners to come in is Andy Stocco in the BMW M2 for Canyon Racing. They want to make up some points today. They missed the trip to Snetterton. In he comes, stops, door opens, Andy Stocco will get out. There's the very tall David McDonald ready to get in. Who's that coming in behind them as well? That's one of the Peugeots. It's Terry Stevens, I think. Yes, Terry Stevens is in. 82 has come in as well, the BMW M2, the white one. There it is. Richard Evans bringing it in. Shane Stoney is going to take over that car, and he is very quick, Shane Stoney. There he is. He's won the Mini Challenge Championship, been a Radical Sports Car champion as well. We saw him at Snetterton earlier this year win a Hyundai Coupe Cup race on his debut in the series. And that car's going to be one to watch with Shane on board. The Golf heading back out, making sure that they adhere to the minimum pit stop time of 2 minutes. Jamie Vinol-Meyer is now on board the little Ginetta there. Who's that coming in the background? One of the Porsche Boxsters, Anthony Hutchings. He's driving solo. There's the race leader. Just over 26 minutes of this 50-minute race for the Goodyear Brick Car Trophy category to go. Leader stays out. Simon Baker stays out in second. They are now separated by 2.2 seconds, very similar lap times. The Ginetta's got the fastest lap of the race, 2 minutes 21.098. As we come up towards halfway, this race has gone quickly so far. This is a good drive from one of our new cars to the Brick Car Trophy category. Well, Adriano Medeiros has raced in Brick Car for a few years now, in BMWs mainly. Has anybody else come in this time around? We know Andy Stocco was the first front runner to come in. I think we can go down to Ian Waterhouse in the pit lane. Sorry, may have
doing a great job. So he's going to come in here now. We're going to get the change, and let's hope to keep this good work.
Exactly. You've been stood here for a while. You're well ready for this, aren't you?
Oh yes, definitely. Always excited about it. Always wanting to do it. I'm ready for a while now.
I can see it in the eyes. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to hand back to your commentator, Dave Goddard.
Apologies for losing Ian momentarily there. One of the Clios I noticed has come in the background. Which one was that? I think that was the O'Brien Cherrington car, number 11. So Matt Cherrington, former sports car racer, is going to take over. Darren Gerhardt has come in to hand over to the very quick Clio racer Anton Spires. They were running further down the Clio category, still being led by Aaron Thompson at the moment, in 10th overall. Looking there at our class leaders, still the Ginetta, the Peugeot, the Thompsons in the Clio class, Taylor and Jones is Golf, still on top in Class 3, it's the Black Golf. Class 1 Invitation being led by this car, that's William Lynch in the Toad Motorsports, black and green BMW M3. First time we've seen that car out this season. Should have been two of the Lynch family, unfortunately Fred Lynch had to withdraw. The BMW Mini's going again. Sean Woodard has got the car out of the gravel. I imagine that'll head straight round to the pits. Gary Lawrence has come in his Porsche Boxster, the green Boxster, to hand over to Richard Avery. There goes William Lynch. He's raced a whole variety of cars over the years, most recently seen in a Ford Fiesta. He's raced Ford Capris as well in the past. There go Team Brit in the number 70 BMW. They're in 8th place. A couple of the front runners have come in. Mark Lee is in the pits with his Ginetta from 3rd place. Rob Smith has come in the Peugeot RCZ as well, I can tell you, to hand over to Charlie Campbell. Steve Rothery stays out, so he'll go up into 3rd place. So 2 of the top 5 in the pits. Ryan Firth has come in as well to hand over to Andy Mollison. There's Mark Lee, the transport company boss in the SVG Motorsports Ginetta, driving solo. Has to get out of the car, of course, while some fuel goes in. Cannot refuel a car with a driver on board for safety reasons. Team Brit still going, they'll be into the top 10 now. Has anybody else come in? Let's have a look down the timing screen. Alistair Lindsay in the Seat is in, Bill Forbes in the red Ginetta is in as well. Callum Bates, who was leading Class 2 Invitation, has come in. Paul Plant in the Alfa Giulietta. Barry McMahon, the Irish-born racer, will take over. McMahon family running 3 cars, I think, in this race. So the cars that have come in, we'll have to wait and work out who rejoins where. Well, there's Steve Rothery and Terry Stevens, the 2 Peugeots. But you lose pretty much a whole lap making your pit stop there. There's Andy Stokoe's BMW, now driven by David Mcdonnell. Terry Stevens driving solo. He's behind him. Now, they're fairly close on the track. Yes, they're on the same lap in 24th and 25th place. That gives you an idea of how much time you lose, because Steve Rothery is just behind them. So you lose pretty much a lap making your pit stop. Now they can see how many places gained or lost for the drivers in this race on the last lap. There's Mark Lee. There's the Alfa Romeo going back out in the hands of Barry McMahon, normally in an Alfa 156 that has run in Brit car in the past in the Alfa Romeo Championship. He's unbeaten in that championship this year. Had a couple of wins at Croft last weekend. It's part of their Italian festival alongside the Ferrari Owners Club. There's number 4, that's Anton Spires. He could be a favourite for the Clio class here. And the leader is in. There is Axel Van Nedervain. There is Adriano Medeiros, vastly experienced racer. Races in the colours of Jesus Saves Racing, the team set up by Alex Ribeiro many years ago, fellow Brazilian. He gets in. Axel Van Nedervain gets out. Great first stint, has led all the way so far in his first Brit car race, and the second place car, I can tell you, has come in as well out of our sight there. Simon Baker has come in, and Ollie Rubin, leading historic racer with his father Nigel, they've been seen out in classic TVRs among other things, is going to take over. Steve Rothery's come in as well, so all the leaders are coming together. Sarah Franklin in the black Clio there in the background, the TerraClean sponsored car, she's in. The Northamptonshire based solicitor. Raced Clios for a number of years now. Out goes Andy Porter with his Boxster. And there's the BMW Mini, the Woodard family. Bit of servicing after that car went into the gravel. Team Brits are coming in. They will slow to the pit lane speed limit. So Andy Tucker handing over this time to Paul Vokes. In he comes. 72 of Stefan Murphy has come in as well. 27 Charlotte Birch, that's her car in the background. There's Steve Rothery's Peugeot. Pit stop being timed by his crew. The Rothery racing crew, they've raced in Clios, open saloon cars, they've raced trucks as well. And now with this lovely Peugeot 308s. The Nissan 370Z back in again. Out goes the erstwhile leader. Now, who's taken the lead on track? We'll wait and see. I think it might be Richard Higgins who's stayed out there, the number 15 Porsche. Richard Avery's green Porsche goes through. So all the leaders have come in together pretty much. Team Brit are in. William Lynch in his BMW is in. Back out goes Ollie Rubin. Watch for the BMW. Sarah Franklin, Charlotte Birch. Good to see a few ladies in Brit car. There is Adriano Medeiros. Now at the wheel of the 111 Ginetta. Now we've got to wait and see everything cycle through and see where everybody slots back in. Now which cars have yet to stop? Richard Higgins, number 15, the Class 2 Porsche has yet to stop. So he'll take the lead of Class 2 with Steve Rothery having come in. I think Ian's got an interview for us down in the pit lane in just a second.
Hello everybody, welcome back to a very, very busy pit lane. Car number 49 here, it's been in the pits for a while. Let me just get out of the way. Is everything okay? What are we thinking might be a problem?
Not sure, Daniel was driving, obviously he's done really well to get the car back, so just getting a bit of gravel out. I think there's a problem with the exhaust. Let's get out, check what it is and concentrate and set up for the next race.
Absolutely, best of luck anyway. Thanks for talking to us, I appreciate that. Looks like we've got, might have a bit of an exhaust issue. I'm going to hand back to Dave Goddard to take you through the rest of the race.
Well, thanks for that, Ian, down in the pits, and that's corrected that for me as well, because we were told that Sean Woodard had started that car. Looks like it was Daniel in the car who went into the gravel, or maybe they're just trying to shift blame onto the other for that gravelly moment up at the complex. There is Shane Stoney. Now Richard Higgins would have taken the lead in his Porsche, but he's come in this time, so we're going to wait and see where everybody slots in. All the front runners have come in together. Right, let's have a look. Which cars have yet to stop? The Taylor and Jones Class 3 leading Golf has yet to come in, the black Golf. Arthur McMahon's Honda Civic, number 45, the white and black Honda Civic, has yet to stop. They're in Class 3. And everybody else has not stopped, has now stopped. Everybody else has come in. So there's only 2 cars that haven't stopped now, so we've got to wait for everybody to do their outlaps and see where they come out. I think we're going to end up with Medeiros still leading in the 111 car, because he, Rubin and the Taylor and Jones Golf has now come in. So the 111 Ginetta, the 10 BMW and the 308 Peugeot all came in together. So I think they'll still be at the front here once Richard Higgins has made his stop. Yeah, McMahon's come in as well, number 45 now. So everybody has now made their mandatory pit stops. The pit window does close in about a minute's time, so that's all good. There is the number 10, the BMW. Now that should be in second place, Ollie Rubin, and we're going to see if he can chase down Adriano Medeiros. We'll see what the gap is when they come through next time around. Yeah, it looks like it's Medeiros leading, Rubin second. We'll wait and see when everything settles down. I think it's Mark Lee in third place. Possibly David Mcdonnell has jumped into fourth. The early stop helping the BMW, the Canyon Racing blue and yellow BMW. So I think they're going to be in fourth place, ahead of Steve Rothery. Oh, Terry Stevens is back in. The number 14 car has just come back into the pits, the Peugeot, so maybe a problem there. There's Team Brits. They've rejoined in, they'll be in about 7th place, I think, behind Shane Stoney. Shane's actually gained 3 places on that last lap in his BMW. He said he'd be one to watch the white BMW. In comes Terry Stevens, so possibly a problem there with the Peugeot 308. It's going back out again, in fact, so only a quick stop there, possibly just a minor adjustment needed. The pit window has just closed. Car 34 has been given a stop-go penalty. Now, who's car 34? That's Alistair Lindsay's Seat, and he has come back into service, so possibly a short pit stop there for Alistair Lindsay, car 34 in the Seat Leon. Ex-VW Golf racer. Well, there's William Lynch's BMW, very menacing looking car that one is, running in Class 1 Invitation. Over the line goes the Ginetta. It is Adriano Medeiros still in the lead, and now we'll see what the gap back to Ollie Reuben is. He's held his lead as all the leaders came in together at the pit window. Wait for Ollie Reuben in the number 10 BMW to come over the line. The gap is 23.2 seconds. So quite a considerable gain by 111 Datum Motorsport there. We'll wait to see how the lap times work out. The BMW's last lap was actually 2 seconds quicker, near on exactly 2 seconds quicker than the car ahead of it. Mark Lee in third is a further 15.6 seconds back in his Ginetta, but he's lapping in the 2:26s, so a bit slower to get back into the swing of things. Now, who's going to come through in fourth? We'll wait and see. It should be the Stokoe Mcdonnell BMW. Everything on the timing screen is just working out at the moment, so we can see as well. Yeah, Dave McDonald is fourth. He's another 26 seconds off Mark Lee's Ginetta. As the leader comes up to lap William Lynch, the Invitation class runner, and the Clio, number 41, now driven by Steve Thompson. 13 minutes of this race to go, and it's looking good for Datum Motorsports. Is that... That's not rain coming down again I just saw, is it? Or am I seeing things? There's a 4-second stop-go penalty for Alistair Lindsay, so he must have been 4 seconds under the 2-minute limits for the pit stop. You have to do a minimum of 2 minutes pit stop. So that's what Alistair Lindsay has served. Of course, he loses a lot more than 4 seconds going into and out of the pits. Steve Rothery is fifth in his Peugeot. He's only a second behind David McDonnell. We saw them come out of the pits together. So McDonnell has gained places there. And sixth is Shane Stoney. Now, how far behind Steve Rothery is he? Because, 24 seconds behind the Peugeot. They're first and second in Class 2 now, depending on where Richard Higgins rejoins in the Porsche, because he made a later stop. Over the line goes the leader, up to Copse, Adriano Medeiros, former classic Formula Ford champion in recent years. His battles with Mike Gardiner became quite well known, and Formula Ford legend Rick Morris as well. How far behind is Ollie Reuben? Is the BMW number 10 finally going to be beaten this year at the 5th attempt? Let's see what their lap times are this time through. Is Ollie Reuben going to be able to catch up? He's 32 second down. His last lap was a 2 minutes 30. That's a slow lap for Ollie Reuben. Did he have a problem there, I wonder? Or is he just struggling with back markers? But the BMW's quickest lap, a 2:21. The last lap this car did was a 2 minutes 30. Is Ollie Reuben struggling with it here? Very quick driver, as he's proven racing historic sports cars with his father, Nigel. Keep an eye on that BMW. It's got past Lee Smart's Boxster there, and the Team Brits BMW behind them. Mark Lee is 8.8 seconds off this BMW. He could take him for second here if there is a problem for Ollie Reuben. Fourth is David McDonnell. He's just done a personal best lap of 2:25. Steve Rothery fifth, Shane Stoney sixth. Richard Higgins has rejoined seventh with his Porsche, third in Class 2. The Firth Mollison Clio is eighth. Andy Mollison is now on board, the Prep Tech man. Terry Stevens rejoined after his quick pit stop. He's ninth. And Andy Porter's Porsche Boxster rounds out the top 10. Class 1 Invitation leader William Lynch is next. Then it's the Thompsons. Steve Thompson still leading the Clio class in 12th overall. Class 3, that's being led by Arthur McMahon in the Honda Civic. He's going well, 14th overall. Second is the Taylor Jones Golf. What's happened to the number 19? We normally see the little Ginetta up there. That's down in 23rd. They must have had a slow stop. Just behind Charlotte Birch in her Ginetta. on board with the BMW, now driven by Paul Vokes, the number 70. They are running in 15th place, the Team Brit BMW. Well, there's Steve Rothery, the leader of Class 2, and he's still in 5th overall. There's number 45, he's the Class 3 leader, that's Arthur McMahon, just being lapped by the number 10 BMW there. Have we had any retirements? Let's have a look. Well, one car that unfortunately didn't come back out after its stop is the Peugeot RCZ. Charlie Campbell never came back out. That's a great shame, they were in the top 5. Looks like Alistair Lindsay has, well, he went in for a stop-go penalty and he hasn't come back out either, so maybe a problem with the Seat. So we've lost a couple of cars there. The Woodards are still going, a few laps down, as are Skeets and May. We saw the Nissan make an extra stop as well. There is Charlotte Birch in her Ginetta. Where is she in the classification of in a sport car? She's 22nd and running in 5th in Class 3. Just lost out to Jamie Vinolmeyer. There is Mark Lee. He's still 3rd overall. Dave Mcdonnell 4th. Steve Rothery 5th. Team Brit a lap down in 15th place. That's a BMW M249i, M240i. On board with Paul Vokes. Now, will he see Mark Lee behind him and let the Ginetta through? Come up towards the Vale and into Club. There's the wing building on the right, the Formula 1 podium. Mark Lee not yet getting through. Now he does, into the Club complex. There's the Ginetta. Still in 3rd place, but he's 11 seconds, nearly 12 seconds off Ollie Reuben. Reuben back up to pace now, he's just in a 2:20.913. Adriano Medeiros did the fastest lap of the race though last time through, 2:20.197, leads by 33 seconds, so it's looking good for the Ginetta. Completes his 17th lap this time through. Yep, it's looking good for Datum Motorsport in their Ginetta G55A on their first appearance in Brit Car Trophy this season. It looks like they are going to take the win. What about in the classes? Class 2 is being led by Steve Rothery. Shane Stoney is 22 seconds down on him. He is lapping a couple of seconds quicker, but with only 7 minutes to go, I don't think he's going to catch him. 3rd in Class 2 is Richard Higgins. There's the Class 1 invitation leader, indeed the only runner in that class, the M3 of William Lynch. Class 3, that's still being led by Arthur McMahon in his Honda Civic. 2nd in that class, the Taylor and Jones Volkswagen Golf. Mark Jones on board that car. They're separated by about 15 seconds, I think. Maybe more than that. Arthur McMahon in 14th place. We'll work out the margin between those two in a moment. The Clio class, that's being led by a clear margin by the Thompsons. There they are. Steve Thompson in 12th overall. The second of the Clios is James Black, who's down in 19th. Sarah Franklin 3rd in the Clio class. What happened to Anton Spires? Where's he got to? Oh, he's down in 26th. He's 5th in class behind Matt Sherrington in the number 11 Clio. There's our second place man through Club Corner, Ollie Reuben. He's just done the fastest lap of the race, 2:20.077. So Ollie Reuben is into his stride, but with only 5.5 minutes to go. He's 32 seconds down on Adriano Medeiros. He's not going to catch him here. He'll run out of time to catch the Ginetta. Purple sector 2 for Adriano Medeiros. They're trading fastest laps, the two leaders. They're 18 seconds clear of Mark Lee in 3rd. There's the leader. He's just lapped Andy Mollison in the Preptech 177 Clio. That's running in 9th place, 5th in Class 2. And away goes the 111 Ginetta through Copse up towards Maggots and Beckett's. Make it look easy here, Adriano Medeiros. New fastest lap last time through for Ollie Ruben. Is he going to go any quicker this time? 2:20.077. No, he doesn't go quicker. Ruben now 34.3 seconds back on the Ginetta. There is Ollie Ruben. William Lynch behind him. He's in 11th overall. The BMW running well. We're in the closing stages now, just 3.5 minutes to go in this Goodyear Brick Car Endurance Championship Trophy category race. Another race for these cars later on, and the top 3 in each class also get additional seconds added on in their pit stops for race 2. The winner of each class gets a 15-second success penalty, second place 10 seconds, third place 5 seconds. That could shake things up a bit later on. The grid for race 2 set by the second quickest time from the qualifying session this morning, which was in very wet conditions. Have we lost any more cars further back? I don't think so. Yes, just the couple of retirements then. The O'Brien Cherrington Clio has just come back into the pits. I thought I saw somebody else pitting, so possibly one of the Clios in trouble. The only 2 retirements, as far as I can make out, are the Smith Campbell Peugeot RCZ and possibly Alistair Lindsay's Seat Leon. Everybody else, I think, is still going. Skeets and May Nissan, the 370Z, has made 3 pit stops. They're still going at the back of the field. Been a happy day for Jam Sports. So just a couple of laps to go now for the 111 Ginetta. Adriano Medeiros. Last lap at 2 minutes 21.1. Keeping up an almost metronomic pace. Beautiful white Ginetta. Through Chapel onto the Hanger Straights. It's coming up to lap Richard Higgins shortly. He's 7th and 3rd in Class 2, the blue Porsche 996, run by Country Classics. County Classics, I should say, sorry. Country Classics sounds more like a radio station. Leader coming down towards Club. There's one of the BMW Z3s. Well, good to have a couple of those in the Brick Car Trophy this weekend. They're running in their own class, Class 2 Invitation. That's being led by Callum Bates, number 18. Woodards are still going, the BMW Mini. They're at the tail of the field along with the Skeets May Nissan. David May on board. Our YouTube chat, Jack Rothery cheering on his dad Steve. Hello Jack. His dad currently looking set to win Class 2 in 5th overall. Going into the closing stage now, less than a minute to go. It's looking good for Axel Van Nedervain and Adriano Medeiros. They've not been headed in this race in the Ginetta. Here he comes. The last lap this time for the 111 car. Only 30 seconds left on the clock, near enough. Into Luffield with back markers ahead. A little bit of a slide there for Medeiros into Luffield. Blue flag being waved by the marshals to tell the back markers that a faster car is approaching. They just need to hold their lines, let them through. Comes up onto the BMW Z3 there. And the Honda Civic of the Cook family, Steve Cook on board. They won the class title last year. No problem with the back markers there. Adriano Medeiros, the experienced Brazilian, is heading for victory. Car started by Axel Van Nedervain from Holland. The Nissan back into the pits again. 4 stops for them. They're still struggling, but they're going to try and make the finish. It's a remarkably low rate of attrition in this race, which is great. just a couple of cars retiring into the pits, as we mentioned. Well, Ollie Reuben is not going to catch the Ginetta. It's going to be a first defeat for Woodrow Motorsport and their BMW this season. They're going to have to settle the second, Simon Baker and Ollie Reuben. They're 35 seconds down. They will get the consolation of the fastest lap. There is the BMW. And it's going to be Mark Lee's Ginetta to complete the podium. Give you the class roundup as well, once the leaders have taken the checkered flag, which they will do this time. Here comes Adriano Medeiros along the Sir Lewis Hamilton straights, coming up on Richard Higgins in the Porsche 996. There is the second place car. He's at Stowe, so you can see what the gap is. And there is Mark Lee, third place. He's coming out of Beckett's in his Ginetta, keeping up his run of podiums this year. There's the BMW Z3, number 106, the Whitebridge Motorsport car of Stephen Murphy. I believe he's the son of Chris Murphy, the Aston Martin racer. Could be wrong. But here's our leader. Somebody hasn't got it wrong today. Adriano Medeiros and Axel Van Nedervain. They've not put a wheel wrong in this race. They've led all the way, held their lead through the pit stops, and they are going to take a win on their first appearance of the Goodyear Brick Car Endurance Trophy category in 2021. Here they come out of the final corner. There is the checkered flag. It's a win for Datum Motorsport in their Ginetta. Axel Van Nedervain and Adriano Medeiros take the win. 52 minutes, 5.232 seconds their winning time. 21 laps completed. We await second place to come through, which will be the number 10 BMW. Here comes Ollie Reuben in the car, started by Simon Baker. They're beaten for the first time in Brick Car Trophy this season, sliding through the final corner in celebration. And it's going to be second place, second in Class 1 for the BMW 1 Series. They do get the consolation prize of fastest lap as well. Ollie Reuben, a 2:20.077. And third place, it's going to be the number 74 SVG Motorsport Ginetta. Here comes Mark Lee. Looks like his headlights damaged there. He's had a bit of contact somewhere. Hasn't slowed him down though. Mark Lee keeps up his run of podiums this year. He will take third in the Ginetta. Fourth is going to be the BMW Andy Stocco and David Mcdonnell. Great result for them after they missed the trip to Snetterton. We're on board with Team Brits. Where are they running? 15th place, Paul Vokes in the car started by Andy Tucker. There'll be 6 cars on the lead lap at the end of this race. Fifth is going to go to Steve Rothery. He's going to win Class 2 in his Peugeot. Yes, the Rothery family congratulating him in our YouTube chat as well. Jack and Lisa Rothery on there. They'll take 5th and win Class 2. Second in Class 2 will be Richard Evans and Shane Stoney in their BMW. Team Brits come home in 14th place. And 5th in Class 1. There's our Class 1 invitation winner, the Toad Motorsport BMW of William Lynch. He will come 11th overall. 5th overall, Steve Rothery. 6th, Evans and Stoney. Richard Higgins, 3rd in Class 2, 7th overall. And the winners in Class 3, Arthur McMahon in his Honda Civic. 2nd in Class 3 will be the Taylor and Jones Golf, which saw him flashing the lights as he crosses the line there, Mark Jones. And the other Golf, Finn Jones and Tony Rogers, takes 3rd. They were together across the line there as well for position. They finished 18th and 19th, 2nd and 3rd in Class 3. The Clio Class 1 at a canter by Aaron and Steve Thompson, number 41. Second Clio was James Black, and third Darren Gerhardt and Anton Spires. They got past Sarah Franklin late on. I think we had just 4 non-finishers in that race as well. Very good indeed. Let's have a look at the confirmed results then. Van Nedervain and Medeiros the winner by 35.6 seconds over Baker and Reuben's BMW, their first defeat of the season. Third for Mark Lee in the Ginetta, ahead of Andy Stocco and Dave McDonald's BMW in fourth. Steve Rothery, the winner of Class 2, in fifth, and Evans and Stoney's BMW, the only other car on the lead lap. Richard Higgins third in Class 2 in seventh in his Porsche. Eighth goes to Terry Stevens in his Peugeot 308. The Clio of Ryan Firth and Andy Mollison takes ninth, and Andrew Porter's Porsche Boxster rounds out the top 10. 11th goes to Class 1 Invitation winner William Lynch in his BMW. 12th place for Gary Lawrence and Richard Avery's Porsche Boxster. 13th is the Class 3 winner, which is Arthur McMahon in his Honda Civic. 14th goes to the Tucker and Vokes BMW of Team Brit, and the Thompsons in 15th overall win the Clio category. 16th behind them is Bill Forbes' Ginetta. 17th was Chris Murphy's BMW Z3. In 18th place, Taylor and Jones. 19th, Jones and Rogers, the two Golfs, second and third in Class 3. Rounding out the top 20 overall, the second of the Clios, James Black. And Griffiths and Vinal Meyer, only fourth in Class 3. They'll be a bit disappointed with that, because that could put a dent in their championship hopes. Behind them, Darren Gerhardt and Anton Spires. Sarah Franklin, fourth in the Clio category. And behind them was Anthony Hutchins with his Porsche Boxster. Charlotte Birch in the Ginetta. And behind her, Callum Bates wins Class 2 Invitation with his BMW Z3. The Cook family next, then Planter McMahon in the Alfa Romeo. Stephen Murphy finished in 29th. 30th, Luke Pound and Christian Darts for Team Brit in the BMW 116. That completes the top 30. The other cars that were still running, Hancock and Smart's Porsche Boxster and the Woodards in the BMW Mini. Let's hand down to Ian Waterhouse in Parc Ferme then.
Welcome everybody down to the Parc Ferme. What a wonderful race we saw there. Here is the winning car, Axel Van Nedervain, and this man over here, Adriano. It's just, Adriano, come on, let's have another chat. We've spoken quite a lot today, haven't we?
Yes.
Actually, that's what happens when you win races.
Exactly, so it's a great time. But I have to say, it's a really proud moment for me, because I'm racing alongside Axel.
Yeah.
And we have to say Axel has done an amazing job on his stints.
Where is Axel, by the way? Where is he? We want to grab him, don't we?
Yeah, Axel's here. There
Axel, come on.
Come over, please.
Come over, please. We've got to speak to him as well.
Definitely.
It's a team effort, isn't it?
Exactly, not just that, but I've been Axel's driver coach now for 5 years.
Yeah.
So we've been together, I've been teaching him, and to see him to drive the way he drove on his first stint is better than a win, if you like, because I'm part of that. I teach him how to drive the car, and
he's having to walk all the way around, isn't he? Bless him. Paul, talk us through the car. I mean, what is this like to drive? It's absolutely sensational, isn't it?
It's an amazing car. So I think Ginetta has done a great work to create the Ginetta Academy. That's what it is.
Yeah.
There is few change to be in line with Britcar Trophy, like the size of the wheels, and we have a bigger tank so we can fill up to do 50 minutes race. But the car has a great balance and is really, really good, especially for someone like Axel, which is an amateur driver.
Yeah.
It's an incredible car.
Well, we saw in qualifying, it was very difficult conditions in qualifying, and you guys stuck it on pole quite late in the day, actually, didn't you?
Yes, exactly. So it was quite difficult. I have to say, I have a lot of steaming on my wing. That was a little bit difficult to see, but we did it. I'm very pleased with that.
Here he comes, Axel. Come on, Axel. Come on, it's just been singing your praises, but it's a team effort, isn't it? Congratulations. How good is Adriano as well?
He is my master.
Thank you.
Guys,
we've been working here now, was it
5 years?
Yeah.
5 years.
And yeah, in a way, it's the first time. It's the circuit that I love.
Yes.
We both love.
Yeah.
And I think the work we put in certainly paid off.
But you know what the best thing is, guys? You've got to do it all again later.
Yeah,
How good is that?
Let's hope we can repeat the same next time.
Congratulations. I think there's a couple of nice trophies down there for you as well. We must say, of course, congratulations as well, Simon Baker and Ollie Rubin as well. Here he is. Another man I know very well. Congratulations. Talk us through your race. That was quite something.
Yeah, it was good until I had the spin down at the club, having a few trouble selecting downshifts. It was going in and then it wasn't going in, and then I'd go down one too many, trying too hard, and then it was just one of them. But it was a good race. Car was all right apart from that. Yeah.
Just how big, by the way? Lou, if you just turn around, how big is that
wing.
spoiler? It's just incredible. The wing,
it's pretty big, isn't it? Yeah, it's wider than the car. So.
Look, congratulations. You've got to do it all again later as well.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
Fantastic stuff. I did want to find Mark Lee as well, but I can't find his car anywhere. So that ends the first Brit Car Trophy race of the day. Don't forget, we're going to be back live for one a little bit later as well. So I'm going to hand back to Dave Goddard, who can tell you what else is going to happen today. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much indeed, Ian. We're going into our lunch break for about half an hour now. There's plenty more racing, as you can see,